Talking a little Tribe baseball. Indians beat reporter for WTAM 1100. Nick Camino joins us now. And let's start with today's game. As they go into today's game with a 6-game losing streak, they fall behind with the ace on the mound, 5-0. All of a sudden, the 6th inning, everything changes around. How big was this win for the Indians in the grand scheme of things, Nick?
Well, I think you said it. They stopped the bleeding, and that's important because they had lost 6 in a row, and they're going on a long road trip here. So to stop the bleeding, that's the key for right now. Now you head to the road where you got some winnable games against the Minnesota Twins. You really owe them because they beat you 2 out of 3 after the All-Star break. So if they can come out, do their job, do what they're supposed to do. We've been talking about the schedule all year, lightening up the second half. Well, if the Indians do what they're supposed to do here, I think they're going to be in a good spot at the end of the year. And
we saw the long ball come back into play today. Everybody taking some turns, sending the ball out of the yard to start this comeback rolling.
Yeah, I think the key was Michael Bourn. Michael Bourn able to start everything off with the single, which led to this, the Nick Swisher home run. And then Mike Aviles was big off the bench. Probably didn't even think he was going to play today, but as Drupal Cabrera ejected, so Aviles comes off, a nice little spark plug, delivers another 2-run homer. So that was big. We haven't seen the Indians really be able to change the complexion of a ball game with one swing of the bat like we did at the beginning of the year, but they really showed that today, and that's big, Mike.
And you and I talked about it the last time we were on the show together. I mean, Michael Bourn, he just keeps showing me that he's the team MVP if I had to pick one right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been huge at the top of the lineup, and that's what they paid him money to do. I mean, this is a guy that's making $48 million now that he signed this guaranteed deal. So if he can come in and do what he did today, not only did he deliver the single which started off that inning, which led to Nick Swisher's homer, but he had the go-ahead RBI single in the 7th. So he's been a big piece. He's been their best signing so far from the offseason.
Yeah, he has been incredible. Let's take a look back, and I know a lot of Indians fans aren't going to want to see this, but just what a difference a 6-game losing streak can do from a week ago, because if you look back at the standings a week ago today, you're thinking this is going to be a heck of a race. There's the Indians just 3 games behind the Tigers and 4.5 games ahead of Kansas City. Now you flip it and advance it a week, and wow, 6-game losing streak, and they're 7 games back, and the Royals are right on the Indians' tail.
Well, I mean, Detroit is certainly the best team in this division, Mike. I mean, they have the best starting rotation. They have the best lineup, and that's why you're seeing them pull away from the pack, even though the Indians picked up a game today as they lost 2 of 3 in New York against the Yankees. But Detroit's the best team. I think we all knew that coming into the season, but it was kind of nice to have that little carrot out there to kind of try and chase it a little bit. But I think the reality check hit the Indians this week when they lost 4 straight to the Tigers, and now they can focus on the wild card. And I think that's good for the fans, too. You're not trying to go for something that you're not going to be able to really get. So focus on the wild card now. The Tigers are going to do their thing, and maybe you'll meet up with them in the playoffs.
Yeah, and speaking of the wild card, let's go back a week and show you what the wild card standings were. Last Sunday, the Indians held the 2nd wild card spot.
They were in.
You can see, yeah, you're in. Season ends, you're good. However, what a difference a week makes, because today the Indians are now 4 games out of the 2nd wild card spot. But as you mentioned, hopefully that schedule will come into play. And some of these other teams, like Baltimore, who comes here over Labor Day, a chance to pick up some games directly, but they also play some tougher teams. So between all of the wild card teams, the Indians can hopefully use that schedule to their advantage.
Well, look at what a difference 1 week makes. I mean, all of a sudden the Indians had won 10 of 11. That's why we saw that second graphic where they were able to be in the 2nd wild card in the postseason, and then you see what this week did, losing 6 of 7. I mean, it really takes a toll on you. I think the bottom line is, and what we can learn from those graphics that you showed, is that you can make up so much ground in a week, or you can lose so much ground in a week. If you take care of what you're supposed to do, and you win the games you're supposed to win, you're going to like where you're at the end of the year. I think that's the big key. If they just focus on what they have to do, win a series in Minnesota, the other things are going to take care of themselves. Don't drive yourself crazy thinking about what the Athletics are doing or what the Rays are doing or what the Orioles are doing. If you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to like where your team's at the end of everything, at the end of the season, at the end of the week, wherever.
Earlier in the week, they re-signed Ryan Raburn to a contract extension. I don't think there's a guy in the ball club that deserves it more than this guy. And how happy are you for what he's done this year?
Oh, I mean, it's a great story, Mike. He's a guy who the Detroit Tigers cut ways with last year, hit 171 there, had to go down to AAA Toledo, still couldn't figure things out. He was only hitting 250 down there, and he's really reinvented himself. He's found himself as a nice little spark plug off this bench. He, along with Mike Aviles, they call themselves the Goon Squad. That's good. I mean, guys are really starting to relish that role, and He's a swing that lends itself off the bench. Terry Francona has said that ever since spring training, and you're seeing why the Indians grabbed him as soon as he became available after the Tigers cut him loose.
Real quick, we got about 30 seconds left. Danny Salazar makes a start tomorrow. I know there's a lot of Indians fans excited.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun to see him go up against the Twins tomorrow. A free and easy 100 to 99 miles an hour. It's so fun to watch, and if he's mixing in his secondary stuff, boy, he's going to cruise.
Nick, as always, thanks for coming in, talking a little Indians baseball. Follow him listen to him on WTAM. You can follow him on Twitter at Camino Tribe. Plenty more coming up in this edition of the Ford Sports Sunday. Straight ahead, I'll go one-on-one with Brown safety TJ Ward. Find out how camp's going and why he'll be hitting the bowling lanes a little later on this week. But up next, our third amigo and Nick's buddy over at TAM, Andre Knott, recaps the Browns' preseason win over the Rams. The Ford Sports Sunday returns to talk some Browns football in 9-day ticks from now.